Hello, it's Samuel aka Samo here, back with another video, this time about sound design in this plugin called Helm. So, Helm is actually a plugin that you can download for free, at no cost whatsoever. It's actually made by the same person who made Vital, which is a soft synth that I'm sure many of you may have heard of before and may have used in your own works. I myself use Vital a ton, and that's how I heard about Helm. So today I'll be showing you how I made this nice flute sound in Helm. Sounds like this. So let's get started. As you saw before, I had a square wave in oscillator 1, okay? And I did not need oscillator 2 for this sound, so let's turn that the level for oscillator 2 down in the mixer section here. Now, it's a simple square wave at the moment, so nothing too special. I can give it a bit more width and dimension by turning up the number of voices in the unison section. So basically now we have 9 copies of this square wave playing at once, and we can adjust the detune amount to a sensible amount. Let's say 22 cents should be enough for this purpose. There we go. Next up we have our amplitude envelope, which basically shapes the level, the volume of the sound over time. Now, since flute is not a percussive instrument like drums or, things like that, it's sensible to use a longer attack value. But not too long though, because it's not like a pad or, strings. Just a slightly slower, attack would do the trick here. So let's use maybe 0.06 seconds attack. There we go. Okay, nice. Sustain, yeah, I'm just going to turn that down to 0.8. And for the release value, the R it's shown here, I'm gonna also use a longer time, because if I had it turned down all the way to 0 seconds or close, when my finger lets go of the key, be it the keys on your MIDI keyboard or the keys on your computer keyboard, when it lets go of that key, if it's so short, then when I let go, the sound immediately stops. It just sounds unnatural actually that way. It stops suddenly, and it just doesn't fit well with this type of sound. So yeah, let's lengthen that time to, let's say, 0.6 seconds should be enough. Excellent. Okay, so that's the oscillators and amplitude envelope done. Now we head over to the filter section, which will help shape our sound even more. Now, nothing too fancy here. I'm just going to employ a low-pass filter, 12 decibel slope. That should do the trick. Okay. I'm going to place the cutoff value at about 80 semitones. And next, I'm going to head down. Just below it, you see this thing called the filter envelope, which is quite similar to the amplitude envelope, but its main purpose is to modulate filter parameters mainly. So I am going to shape this into a pluck. By pluck shape I mean a fast attack, a fairly fast decay time, like that, or maybe a bit longer, and little to no sustain. That's a pluck shape usually. And I'm going to click this icon here. Now when it turns blue, that means I can map this envelope to any of these highlighted knobs and parameters in the synth. But for this particular sound, I don't need all that. I'm just going to map it to the filter cutoff, and that's enough. So in my patch, it was modulated by its the filter cutoff was modulated by the envelope by approximately 45 semitones. So let's do that here. Close enough. Okay, excellent. Okay, I also enabled some key tracking on this filter. Basically what key tracking does is that it changes the cutoff value of the filter depending on which notes you play on the keyboard. Usually you're gonna use a positive value for the key tracking. And in that case, the higher the notes you play, the higher the cutoff value of the filter, and vice versa. So if I play the lowest notes on my MIDI keyboard, the filter cutoff would be all the way down here in the low end, and the filter envelope would be modulating that filter cutoff like this, according to the shape down below. And if I had it all the way up here, that would be if I was playing the high notes on my keyboard. So yeah, it changes depending on which notes you play. Okay, so that's your filter. Now, here's an important part of the sound, and that thing is noise. Now, Helm does not have a dedicated noise section in the synth, but that's okay. It's just simple white noise. It should do the trick for this flute sound. So I'm going to just leave the mod envelope like it is. I'm not going to change anything actually. I'm going to map that to the noise level in the mixer, shown in this column here. So let's do that. Oh, too much. I don't want it to be overpowering the main oscillator, so let's use a sensible amount, 0.1. Let's have a listen. Okay, nice. I'll leave it like that for now. You can also, change the decay time of the filter envelope if you want more or less air in the sound. By air, I mean like the noise. So you'll see what I mean. If I lengthen the decay time, you can hear more of the noise because the filter closes more slowly. Okay, I might turn up the cutoff value for the filter because, it might have sounded a bit muffled just then, so... Okay, that's a bit better, cool. Okay, and now that's basically most of the sound finished. The last two things I did was add some effects, so like delay and reverb, which is built into the synth. It's quite nice. So yeah, with these effects, you can like find which values best suits your particular application and which one sounds best to you. But for my particular patch, I use eighth notes for the delay because I don't want it to be too fast as well. Eighth notes, and my mix down to 12% for a more subtle delay effect. For my reverb, my mix is at 50%, my dampening is at about 0.4, and my feedback is at 88%. But of course, you can tweak these to and see which one sounds the best to you. Nice, okay. And optional, you can enable portamento on it if you want to. that basically adds some glide between the notes, like as you can hear now. So yeah, there we go. That's the flute sound. And of course, you can modulate or like map the filter cutoff value to a macro, or you can automate it in your DAW. That's one other option you could try out. Okay, so there we go. That's my flute sound in Helm. I will include a link to download this Helm patch in the video description down below, so check it out. And yeah, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. Let me know, by the way, what kind of content you would like to see later on. Like, would you like to see more sound design videos? Because I have a few more planned actually, and so on. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful. So yeah, check it out, and I'll see you all next time.